Mobin VR says, I have a question. What does simp mean? You may have seen this around on the internet a lot, and I love this question. Now, it's important to understand something about language before I answer this. New words, they kind of just come out, right? They just happen. And it's not always clear where they come from. And sometimes they get really popular and they become regular words and they get added to the dictionary. I don't think simp has been added to the dictionary, but if it stays for a long time, it will be eventually. It will be. New words are added to the dictionary not because dictionary people sit around thinking, okay, let's come up with some new words. No, dictionary people are talking about the words that are kind of out there and deciding which ones are relevant enough to be added. This is how language changes. So with a word like simp, you're seeing language change in real time. It's happening in front of your eyes. Now, that doesn't mean that every single new word that comes out lasts long. Sometimes it gets really popular and then it dies very quickly. It fades away very quickly. I think YOLO to me sounds like one of those words that I don't hear people saying it often anymore. People were saying it a lot for a year or two, and I just don't really hear it that much. Maybe it's still kind of relevant. I don't know. But there are words that get popular and then they just fade away. I think it remains to be seen about simp. Well, what does simp mean? So it's a little bit difficult to explain, but a simp is usually related to an online personality. And that is typically a girl. People have started using it for other things, but that is typically a girl. So let's say a gamer girl, a girl who plays games on Twitch, okay, who's maybe very cute, and she has a lot of male fans who watch her play video games because they like her, because she's very cute, maybe very funny, and they don't really get much from her, but she might get a lot from them, which would be maybe donations. On Twitch, if you watch a lot of streaming, people give donations, right? It happens on YouTube too. You can give donations on YouTube. They're called super chats. If you want to make sure your question is answered, that's how you do it. Yeah, so the relationship is not totally balanced, right? So often those guys, and I'm not making any judgment about it, but those guys are called simps because they're kind of in a helpless position, but fans of this person, willing to give this person their money and sacrifice their own interest, and they get nothing in return. Like if you take a girl out on a date, and the girl and the guy, they like each other, each person is giving something of themselves, right? And it's mutual in a way. But for the simp relationship, it's not very mutual. It's kind of a one-way thing. So that's the general idea, but I've seen it starting to be used in different ways. So someone will say, I simp for you, or I am a simp for this person. It's almost like I will defend you no matter what. I'm your loyal follower. I will give up my own interest in support of you. I'm a big fan of you. I'm sort of lower than you in a way, and I hold you up high in a high position. And if anyone says anything bad about you, I will defend you, and I will say, how dare you say bad things about my favorite person? And sometimes it has a kind of cute, adorable feeling to it, being a simp, and sometimes it has a kind of negative connotation of, what are you doing with your life? Sort of, why don't you have other interests that are a little more productive sort of feeling. Again, no judgment from me, but and this also is the language is taking shape, so it's used by different people in slightly different ways. It's kind of forming in front of our eyes. So all we can do is give a general sense for what it kind of means. My recommendation is check out a streamer called Code Miko. And she uses the word a lot, and I think she uses it in the correct way or an interesting way. And her videos on YouTube and her streams are very interesting. What she's doing is extremely cool. I'm not saying I'm a simp for Code Miko, but what she's doing is very cool. I really respect what she's doing. Okay, so that, I hope, answers your question. Mobin, guys, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, and check out my full courses in the links in the description.